My name's Kristin Simmons. I'm a visual artist in New York City, and I went to art school at Columbia University. I think it's really important to learn as much as you can from other artists. It's less about technique, which you can always learn on your own, but being able to collaborate and learn different tools and tricks from people working around you who know different skill sets and maybe how to make something different from what you're looking at, and learning how to see things differently is really important, or was really important to me during my educational time there. My work is very pop, colorful, bright, bold. It definitely has an underlying dark humor to it, kind of this buyer beware message. And I think that's a lot of how I see the world. You know, the world has a lot of beauty in it, but there's also a lot of darkness, and making my work is a way for me to grapple with those two things and question, you know, why we see things a certain way. It's interesting. I don't think you choose art. I think art chooses you. Like so many passions, passion isn't something, for me at least, that I had inside of me. You know, you're not born with a passion. You really have to find and work for a passion. And I was never the star athlete or head of the drama club or the best writer in my school. I was all around fine academically, but I never had that thing that I was really good at. And in high school, I had a wonderful teacher who saw that I was very proficient in art, and he pushed me and said, you know, you're quite good at this, and you should really, you know, if you enjoy it, you should really keep going at it. And that really allowed me to fall in love with it because it came easily to me. It was therapeutic for me. It was meditative, even though at the time I was doing completely different work from what I do now. So I'm always taking notes and reading, and I've always liked collecting things, whether it's images or text. So for me, sometimes there's already an idea and I'll see it in my head, and then sometimes I make it and it looks exactly how I want it to, or sometimes I'll start making something and it's not quite right, so I'll put it aside, or it looks bad and it's not quite the right idea, so it's a study. So it's a bit like being a chef, where you have ingredients and it's a trial and error process of knowing the flavors and things you like and thinking about different ways to combine them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but the ideas, fortunately, are always there. I've participated in both group shows and solo shows. Most recently, I had a large exhibition at Bergdorf Goodman in New York last year, where I took over one of their floors and kind of created this Alice in Wonderland interactive exhibition. Some of my first pieces were actually in the Whitney Biennial in 2016, which really, you know, gave me a big jump into wanting to pursue art more full-time from my advertising background. And currently upcoming, I now have a show in Midtown at the Core Club here, but I will also be participating in the Hamptons Art Fair this summer and have my own booth as an artist, one of the first times they're letting people do that, which is really exciting. And I will also be traveling to the Dominican Republic this coming winter to have a solo show down there at Casa de Campo. I often tell people, if it doesn't get any better than it's gotten now, that's great, because I never thought I would be able to do this full time. That being said, that doesn't mean I'm not ambitious. I would like to, pie in the sky dream, I would love to really put together a center for women artists, to encourage women to create more art, teach them about the business of being in the art world, because I think we don't have a lot of resources for young practicing artists, especially women who want to get into this industry. So I would love to be able to give back to an extent. I have many artists that inspire me, but one of my favorite is Barbara Kruger. I studied her during my undergraduate time at Columbia, and I think what I like about her, one, she's a woman. Two, I'm also very interested in the melding of the verbal and the visual, and she worked a lot with advertisements and text to kind of reframe things and make people think more about what they were being, what was being sold to them, or how they were perceiving media in the world we live in.